All right, Hurricane fans, we're here again on a Friday morning. Hank Brady,
Yes.
Coach Tucker Pruitt's joining us early.
Yes, we've got Coach in here early this morning.
Breakfast with the Canes, no breakfast,
Yes.
and ain't no Canes.
Well, we got the head hurricane.
Yeah, we got the head Hurricane, and we got the marching Canes.
Marching Canes.
And we got the AV Canes.
I was going to say, we got the AV Canes, Andy and Villa.
And we got Bill,
Yes.
who's the
Mr. Hurricane.
ultimate Cane.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly right.
But yeah, we're here at the Rotunda here at Fitzgerald High School College and Career Academy, breakfast with the Canes, and got a big game coming up, Worth
Yes,
County.
big game.
Word
big game.
is, Hanky, they got a heck of a quarterback.
They do.
Yep.
They do. Very good quarterback, and it's a big game. But, Coach, a big pride program, I understand, this morning before the big game. How about that?
Yeah, I got told I needed to be there, so I appreciate y'all letting me come in a little early.
Yes, sir.
Hank, you didn't get to see it or hear it, but Coach and I were talking earlier this morning, and Coach McDonald, he rattled off the whole the Pride song.
Oh, my goodness.
And he said 21 years at the elementary school.
I was going to say, Coach McDonald's out there for a long time. I would certainly think that he would know the words to
He
it.
didn't sing it. He just sort of talked it, but it was good.
long.
Yes.
It was long.
I was impressed.
Yes. Very nice.
Well, Coach,
Very
let's
nice.
talk a little bit about. We've had a week off, and you know that's always good to get healed up, and after our game and getting ready for Worth County. Talk about the break we had.
Well, you know, bye weeks are good if you're beat up. We weren't really beat
Yeah.
up, so you know, would have preferred to kind of keep rolling.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've had 2 off weeks in the last 3 weeks, so we're excited about playing some football and hopefully kind of getting in the groove.
Well, you know, it's got to be good that bad because we didn't get to keep our momentum going, but it's like you're starting over again. But then we got a long run.
Well, bye weeks are, you know, for healing up and for getting better at the fundamentals, and we still got a lot of that needs to be done. You know, the last bye week, the emphasis was kind of tackling. We
Yeah.
had missed 21 tackles in each of the previous 2 games,
Right.
Northeast Macon and Madison. And we cut our tackles, missed tackles from 21 to 10.
Okay.
So we felt like we made a little
Yeah.
progress
Yes.
there, and so hopefully we went back to work on some fundamentals, and hopefully we'll benefit from that again tonight.
Sounds good.
Well, Coach, you know, Hank, I mentioned it just a second ago. Worth's got a heck of a quarterback. I know we've been having to pay attention to him on film this week.
Yeah, our defense has got a big challenge tonight. We're not going to stop him. We're going to hope to contain him. He was the overall player of the year in the region last year. He's killing it this year. We went and watched him scout last week at Dodge, and he threw for over 400 yards and 6 touchdowns and rushed for like 101 touchdowns.
Wow.
And he was the state player of the week last week.
I was going to say,
So-
pretty good week there, Coach.
He's got number 8's a big tall wide out that goes up and gets the ball. 13's a good little slot receiver on the crossing routes.
Yep.
They got a screen guy number 2, and then he can run around. So they do a great job in their play calling. They spread the field vertically, horizontally, mix in the screen game, quarterback runs, and so, like I said, our defense has got a big challenge tonight.
Coach, not only the quarterback, a new coach over there at Worth County this year. They are, for those that don't know, they're 6-0 on the year this year. This is not the same Worth County Rams team that we've seen the last few years.
Correct. You know, whenever you get confidence,
Yep.
they become dangerous,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
they definitely got that. Last week they started down 25-7, and then came back, and their crowd was
Yeah.
incredible. So that's kind of a glimpse of what tonight's environment's going to be like, and it ought to be a great night for football.
You know, knowing the few people over there in Worth County the community is getting behind this team, and that always helps. We've had it for a long time, and then we sort of fall into a lull, and then we get it back. But you know, it's always good when a community just comes together, and it seems like that's what's happening. And I hope that happens. Not tonight, and I hope we can take care of business. But like you said, it's not the typical Worth County team that we.
Well,
used
there's
to
a lot
see.
of tradition over at Worth
Yeah.
County. You know, they've had some really good teams over the years. Unfortunately, the last several years, they've not been up to par, up to their standards. But, you know, anytime you've got a community that's got a lot of tradition and they see, you know, the team is sort of coming back, there's a huge momentum swing. It starts with the community. And like Coach said, you know, confidence with the team, it makes them a very dangerous group tonight,
Yep.
no doubt.
And we play well on the road. I feel good about our chances. It's not a long drive. It's, you know, 35, 40 minutes over there. So
We should have a big crowd.
Yeah,
need
we should. Coach, I know you want to invite all our regulars to bring somebody with you so we can battle that Worth County crowd.
Yeah, they're 6-0 for the first time since 1989.
Yeah.
And I think, like you mentioned, they have some good tradition. Everybody
Yes.
talks about the Toomer guy.
Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't never
That's
see
when
him
I was
play,
in
but
high
I
heard
did.
about him.
I saw him play. He was a good one.
It's traditionally a good program.
Yes.
Like you mentioned, just been down a little bit lately, and they got it back. And I think half the battle is just believing they can
Yeah,
win.
Yes.
that's right.
And I think they got a lot of confidence in that quarterback. And
Yeah.
whenever he suits up and goes out there, they got a chance to beat anybody. So it ought to be a great night for football. It'll be a great environment, and hopefully our fans will come out and our kids will play extremely hard.
Well, Coach, we're going to cut this thing off so you can get to the Pride program. But we appreciate you taking the time each Friday morning to come talk to us.
So thank y'all.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, Hurricane fans, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more Breakfast with the Canes. All right, Hurricane fans, we're back here at the Rotunda at Fitzgerald High School College and Career Academy. Hank, Coach Pruitt sounds like he's concerned a little
Yes.
bit. But, I've been around him enough. He's got something.
Yes.
And he knows, but he ain't telling us.
No. He's not going to tell us. But this should be a really
This is
good
gonna
ball
be a
game.
good game.
It
Yeah.
should be a new coach. At Worth County, and he's been on staff with Rush Prost. He was also on staff
Yep.
with Robbie Pruitt. So I mean, he's worked with some of the best
Yeah.
in Georgia high school football,
Yep.
and he certainly has the Rams headed in the right direction. A lot of excitement over there. This should be a really fun football game, and I hope that Fitzgerald will come out and bring a big crowd. The weather's going to be fantastic.
Yep.
A little nip in the air. It feels like
feels
football.
good.
Feels like football season to me. But this should be a great environment for high school football, and we need to make a point to bring a
Yes.
big crowd out, and let's.
Because Worth's going to be ready.
I was going to say we're going to have the cheerleaders, the band, and the team all out there working hard, and we need a big crowd over there to support them.
Well, speaking of the band, you and I like to talk all the time what it takes to pull Friday night off.
Yes.
One of the key components is the marching canes.
No doubt.
And when they get fired up and get playing loud and getting the crowd into it.
I was going to say get the crowd going. Exactly.
The head marching cane himself, Mr. Jonathan Thurston, thank you for taking the time to talk to us this morning.
Thanks for having me out.
Well, Mr. Thurston, let's talk a little bit about your band. What year are you in? Your third?
This is my third year.
Third year. So you're settling in good. You got your numbers up a little bit.
We've grown about 15 since I've been here, and it's looking down at the younger groups, we're going to get
Yeah.
bigger.
Well,
good.
we've got a good feeder program with the middle school, bringing them up. But talk a little bit about your band and your process throughout the week and getting ready for Friday night.
But just like any type of sport, we focus on fundamentals.
Yep.
So we spend a good portion of every day repping those same fundamentals
Yep.
before we even touch any of our music. Once we get into that, then we hit it hard. We try to figure out what's going to hype up the people the most.
Yeah.
What's going to get them into the game? What's going to get them excited? What's going to get the students excited?
Yeah.
Even we try to push out every year and see what's getting the boys pumped up in the weight room.
Right.
And if we can take what they're doing, so long as it's clean,
Yeah.
and bring it into the band, we will. And I mean,
Yes.
we've done instrumental versions of a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
We don't have words, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But whatever gets people, excited and gets them pumped up, that's what we try to bring into the game, and we try to keep our kids going and channel that energy down to the field as much as we can.
Hank, one of my favorite things to do is when they're out there on that the DLS field right there behind the football stadium.
Yes.
They're all in their work clothes. I like to say the practice clothes, and they're out there just working and they're sweating. And then you go out there and then you hear them playing. It's awesome, because you guys go through a lot of work to put on. I mean, y'all just Friday night just doesn't happen.
No, there's a lot of time that goes into it. And I mean, people have driven by when we were at the old stadium and we were practicing. People drove by all the time honking.
Yeah.
Where we're at now, we don't see as many people, but I promise you we're putting in the work. We're excited. We've got a competition coming up at the end of this month down in Berrien County. It's the first one we've done in several years. And we're excited to go with it.
Well, Hank, we've got a first.
Yes.
A class change. We're on
I
a
was going
different.
to say you may be able to hear it a little bit.
We're on a different schedule today, and I didn't factor in the fact that we would probably have a class.
But I still have been impressed with how smooth everything works with all the kids heading in the right direction in the little roundabout here, and every time I hear the little noise that goes off, yes, I think I'm back at Rydell High School in the old Grease movies. It reminds me of that.
Mr. Thurston's got a, what's that thing called,
It's
Mr.
a vibraphone. We're doing a C major arpeggio, which is really funny.
It's a C major arpeggio.
Hey, I knew that. But I tell you one thing, you know, Bill and I are up there in the booth and not in the stands. But when the band is playing and it gets the crowd going, there's just an electricity in the entire
Yeah.
stadium. And I'm going to be honest, Bill and I can feel it up there where we're at, and it makes us, you know, enjoy what we're doing that much more. So I mean, the band has a huge part in the Friday night experience, no doubt about that.
And it's a lot of fun, and it gives, you know, if a kid is doing something and on the football team, in the band, the cheerleader, or the ROTC, or color guard,
Yes.
flags, they're not doing something else.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. And to prepare for all that, they're working, and you know, those kind of work ethics and things that relates into real life.
It does, and it's one of the things we try to build our leaders from the inside.
That's right.
So if you saw our pep rally last week, it was a home game, and we
Yep.
always do in the rotunda in the morning.
Yep.
I wasn't even here that day.
Yeah.
My kids can run, and
Yeah.
that's one of the things we taught them, how to be leaders and how to
Yep.
work together as a team.
Right.
How many kids do you have in the band,
We
Mr.
have
Thurston?
64 right now.
64. Look at that, big numbers. Yes, nice, very nice.
Now, how do you come up with the selections? Because we're doing Earth, Wind, and Fire right now.
We
I
are.
get it tapping my toe a little bit.
I like a little Earth, Wind, and Fire.
My job is to help Bill and Hank with the halftime show. So I don't get to listen to everything, and I'll be doing an interview with somebody, and I'm not even paying attention to them because I'm listening to the band. But how do you go about picking your music?
Talking to people.
Yeah.
What do you like? it's kind of getting a feel, and when you talk to enough people, you kind of get a sense of what's going to make the entire stadium go.
Right.
So there's classics that we try to hit,
Yeah.
and then we try to rotate it out every year, so it's something different.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. This just came to me. Tell me your favorite band that you've seen outside of us that has come that we've been on the road. Other
Oh.
band that you've seen, and what'd you like about them?
I have to say, probably the Northeast Macon. When
Yeah, they
went
were
there,
good. They were
it was
good.
a small group, but they put out so much
were loud.
sound, and they
Yeah.
were into it.
Yes, they
Yeah.
were.
And so I have to say, when you go and see other bands, it's and it doesn't matter whether it's traditional or if it's core style
Yeah.
or whatever. When they enjoy what they're doing,
Yeah.
you can feel it, and it
That's
makes
right.
everybody feel it. And
Yeah.
so we were excited to hear what they do, and then it seemed like they were excited to hear what we do. So it was a back and forth kind of friendly competition the whole night.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Mr. Thurston, let's talk a little. I know you got to get to class.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the Booster Club, and I know you got a competition coming up.
Yes, sir. We have a competition at the end of this month on the 29th in Berrien County.
Yep.
So it's the first one we've been to in a while. Our booster club's still cooking up food every Friday night at our home games, and so if you're interested in helping our boosters, or if you just want a good meal, come see us. And we still have some football programs left, and so
Okay.
we try to sell them at the beginning of the home games. So next week we'll have our box out ready to go. They're
Okay.
$10 a piece, or if you want to make an appointment to see me up at the school, I'll have some here.
Yeah. Well, who do they need to contact if they want to be part of the Booster Club?
They can either shoot me an email, or I can. That's probably the best way.
Yeah,
is
okay.
Email me here at the school, and I'll forward it over, and we'll get your contact information.
Well, Mr. Thurston, thank you for taking the time. I know you got to get to class, and
Yes, sir.
who's playing the xylophone up there when you're not? What was that called? I got it.
Vibraphone.
No,
Mhm.
vibraphone. But what was the
It's a C major arpeggio.
C major arpeggio?
Yes,
You gonna remember
exactly.
that?
Got it.
I bet Bill does not know that.
I bet it doesn't either.
We're gonna tell him.
My guess is very, very few do.
Yeah. Mr. Thurston, thank you for your time.
All
this
right, thank
morning.
you very much.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
Hurricane fans, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more Breakfast with the Canes. We're back at the Rotunda, Fitzgerald High School College and Career Academy. Breakfast with the Canes. Hank, you know, we try to talk about different things going on in
Yes.
the school. We got them stacked in here this morning.
Yes, we do.
We got a lot going on.
Yes, we do.
We
Little
got-
football, little band.
That's right. Got some parade action.
Oh, parade. Very
The
nice.
First Lady of Fitzgerald, she loves it when I
Yes.
call her the First Lady.
Yes.
Miss Abby Holt, child care instructor. Miss Abby, thank you for taking the time.
Well, thank y'all for letting me come speak about
Who,
it.
Who's covering your class?
Miss Ashley.
Hey, do we have the little ones down there right
We do not today. They come Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and
now?
Thursdays.
Hey, you've got to come out here one day when the little ones are here.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's fun.
I bet it's active.
We had, yeah, them little shepherd boys. They wild. I like them.
They're a lot of fun.
I like them for about 5 minutes, and then I go back to my office. But the farm day, the ag day was
that
great.
was amazing.
They had a ball. We had a big old turkey out here, and he would strut. Boy, they'd run, and then some of them would get. And there was one little girl that every animal,
She loved
she
those
hugged
animals.
every animal.
Well, these real live animals.
I
are
have a
they-
picture of her laying on Hal's horse,
Yeah.
like hugging the horse on top
Yeah.
of it.
And she hugged the pig.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And I think if that turkey would have stood still, she'd have
She
hugged
didn't
him.
got it.
You just couldn't get a hold of
Oh,
it.
she-
He wasn't interested in no hugs. But before we talk about parade, talk about your program a little bit
Oh,
and
goodness.
our preschool.
So our preschool started back this year. We took a couple of years off until we got in our new facility, and we started back this year. There's 3 classes in my pathway, and so my second and third, my first level class learns how to work
Right.
with children and how they develop and what they need, and then the second and third level kids get to work with the children during the preschool program. Cheryl Day is doing a phenomenal
Yes.
job of leading that teaching part of that and modeling that for my students. My
Yep.
students are just falling right in and following her lead and working with those kids. It's a win for the community, a preschool program for these kids before they go to pre-K next year. And they get the benefit of all these other CTE programs.
Right.
Like our farm day, we did a farm unit. So Harry Tucker and Hal and Miss Milner were like, we got this.
Yep.
So, I mean, they lined everything up. Those kids went on tractor rides and horse rides, and we fed cows, which
Wonderful.
is really gross. I don't recommend it. It's not a lot of fun. It's very, they slobber a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that was supposed to last. I got the feeling that it lasted about an hour or so longer than it was supposed to.
No, we knew that it would take a little while, but
Yeah.
gosh, it was such a great day. But we're so lucky to have such great programs out here that
Right.
we can expose these
Yeah.
preschool kids to this stuff while allowing our high school kids to have this hands-on
Yeah,
experience.
and the kids did all the work. Now,
Yes.
you know, riding the horses, I was around,
Right,
but,
right.
but the kids did most of the
The
stuff.
ag kids led everything
Yeah.
and did wonderful, even though they're not ECE kids, they did wonderful
Yep.
interacting with these kids.
Every preschooler got to ride a tractor, and every preschool kid got to ride a horse. And I rode high school kids on the horses longer.
There were a few teachers that
Yeah,
might have
yeah,
ridden
yeah,
horses.
that's right, that's right.
But it's a lot of fun. The program is a great program that we've brought back, and we're hoping to build
Yep.
and keep going. So
Well, but one more thing about your program. These students that when they complete these pathways, it's starting them on a career.
absolutely,
Talk about the
absolutely.
career.
So when you finish my pathway, and you're what we call a pathway completer, which means you completed all 3 courses and you've taken the end of pathway assessment and successfully completed that. The first thing is if you're going to college for education, because you're a pathway completer, you exempt that intro to education course at college. So automatically that knocks a class off of your schedule that you don't have to take. But these kids can go to Wiregrass and complete their child development specialist program. A lot of them want to go on and be teachers. It also provides them the knowledge they need to go into other areas, even if they don't want to be
Right.
education based.
Right.
That has to do with children. Like I tell my kids all the time that think they want to be pediatric nurses or
Yep.
pediatricians or social workers, things that we need.
Certainly.
You need to know about how these
Yep.
kids develop. That's going to help you be successful in your courses. You'll already have that foundation, so that helps them a lot. And we're looking into some other certifications for them that will maybe make them work ready
Right.
upon completion within maybe even our school system.
Right.
So that's kind of in the works.
Well, I tell you what, I say it all the time, Hank. If kids if they come to this building
Yes.
and they want to learn, they can.
Absolutely.
Now, if they come in here wanting to be yahoos, there ain't nothing much we can do about that.
Right.
But if you want to learn, there's something in here for
A
you.
lot of opportunities.
There is, and
Yep.
I have the best group of students this semester. I mean, I can't brag on them enough.
Yep.
It feels like a dream some days because I'm just like, where did these kids come from?
Yeah, you know, and you know, I say a lot of times too, you know, there's a time and a place to act the
Right.
way we all have acted. And, you know, when you're with your boys hanging out, it's fun to watch them in the lunchroom and they're hanging out with their friends, and when they go down there, they're at work.
Yeah,
And they
absolutely.
totally change.
Absolutely.
And they're responsible for these little babies. Well, not babies, but
They are. They're our
these,
babies.
these young preschoolers. And it's amazing to watch the kids work with them. So
They love it. Like
Yep.
they have to be on a rotation because there's so many of them,
Yep.
which is a great issue to have. But they don't like when it's not their turn to be in the lab with the preschoolers.
I would like to be on a rotation because I don't have the patience for what Abby does. But all right, so what we came to talk about was the parade.
Yes, so next week's homecoming, which
Yep.
is exciting. There'll be lots of fun things going on around the school and across the system
Yep.
and community. So one thing we do every year with homecoming is our parade, and it's the Thursday night before the game. So it'll be next Thursday the 13th. It's going to start at 6:30. It's going to follow somewhat a shortened path of the Christmas
Yep.
parade
Okay.
route. It's a little bit shorter, but it'll line up in front of Harvey's and turn down Main Street and come across Pine and back up and down Central. So it's a lot of fun. Our theme this year is "We Are the Champions" because we
Yes,
are
yes,
the
we are.
champions.
Yes, we are.
So we thought that was fitting for the year. We're going to take entry forms. Entry is free. Anybody can join. I think some people think you have to be affiliated with the school
Nope.
to join, but no, this
Nope.
is like a mobile rolling pep rally for the community.
Right.
There we go.
So we invite everybody out to come watch for sure, but we would love to have participation from
Right.
civic groups, school groups, church groups, individuals in the community that want to be a part of it. All they got to do is fill out the entry form, and they can come be a part of it and show their hurricane pride and hurricane spirit.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we want everybody to be involved. There's a lot going on in town that night, so you can come to the parade and you can go to some of the other
Oh,
events.
That's right.
absolutely, and this will
That's right.
probably take 30 minutes.
Yeah, and
you
so
know.
it's if you're going to go to any of the other events, you need to go to this first, and
And then go do
and
your
then
other
go
stuff.
do your other stuff.
Absolutely.
And you know all our restaurants will be, you know, our regular
Yes, they
restaurants
will.
will be open, so it'll just be a good time to be a hurricane and be downtown
Big
Fitzgerald.
town, absolutely, absolutely. So if anybody wants to enter the parade, they can email me at abby.holt@benhillschools.org. They can come by the front office at the high school,
Yep.
or I am emailing the girls at the chamber
Okay.
the form this morning, so they are going to print some out for us. So if anybody's in town and can't make it out here to the school, they're welcome to swing by the chamber and fill that out.
And
We'll
hey,
get it from them.
when Tucker was out here, we were talking about how Worth County, the community, is getting
Yes,
around
behind
this
the
team.
team.
We've got a role
Yes,
as,
we do.
as a fan base,
No doubt.
to do our job. And this parade is you're going to have the players there, you're going to have the band, you're going to have the cheerleaders there. I mean, it's
ROTC,
a
will they be
rolling
there?
ROTC 's gonna
ROTC.
lead our parade.
Good, good,
I
good.
like what you said, a rolling pep
A rolling
rally.
pep rally.
That's
We
all.
need to
Just
have a
get
crowd.
Stand there and,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
it all comes by. You get to see the girls on the homecoming court.
Yeah, that's right.
Our
Yes.
middle school did a homecoming court.
Yep.
I heard about
Those
that.
Kids are
I
gonna
heard
be in
about
the
that.
parade.
Nice,
Very nice.
nice.
So it'll be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a good time to be a hurricane.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it is. Yes, it is.
Well, Miss Holt, thank you for your time. I know you got to get back to those
do.
little ones.
Gotta go
We
teach.
appreciate it. Welcome back, Hurricane fans. Hank, I can hear that fight song.
I heard it too.
In the background.
I
up
heard
there.
it. Yes, gets you going on a Friday.
Bill?
Yes.
Have we had it? I don't know if we've ever had them stacked in here
Good.
that much on Breakfast
Yes.
with the King.
Well, you know, we had a week off to everybody to rest up.
I know it.
That's exactly right, Bill.
We're ready to go, and man, I'm looking forward to tonight, Hank.
Me too.
Should be a good game. I've talked to a couple of folks from Worth County this week. I had to go to the little golf course over there to do some work.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me clear that
There
up.
you
Having a
go.
bolt.
That's right,
Right.
tighten the bolt. Went over and tightened 2 bolts a couple of days this week, and you know they're excited over there.
Oh,
about
I'm
their
Yeah.
sure that
program.
they are. It should be.
Yeah,
It should
and,
be.
And I look for their stands to be slap full of folks,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
the
so.
overflow crowd on the home side. I think that's important that we gather our group up, fill up your cars, and let's head that way too.
Without a
Let's
doubt.
show our support for our program as well.
I am very excited about tonight. You know, we had a off week, and then we played Dodge County, and I was gone that week. I had some a parent weekend with my daughter in Athens, and then off last week. So I'm ready to get back to some football action on Friday night. I sort of feel like the season is starting
Yeah.
over for me, but I'm very excited to get it rolling tonight.
You know, we got an interesting program tonight. We'll start at 5:30, and we'll have an interview with Stan Bryant as he brings us up to date with our stats of the year. And of course,
Good.
you can begin now as you get into mid-season to kind of figure out what the team is doing, why the team is winning, and comparing stats to that. I've got an interview lined up with Will Smith. He's their athletic director
Okay.
over at Worth County. I think we talked to him last year. We
think we
enjoyed
did.
that interview, and Will Smith will be giving us information on those fans
Right.
that headed over. Parking information and clear bag policies, ticket information, and also an update on Sylvester, Worth County, and the success they've had this year. Look forward to hearing Will in that interview.
Team is 6-0.
Yeah.
A new coach. They've got a quarterback that is really putting up some fantastic numbers. I think he's got 14 passing touchdowns on the year. He's run for 7
Yep.
more. A lot of excitement, and I think this is going to be a really fun ball game. I
Yep.
think the atmosphere is going to be fantastic. I look for a huge crowd from Sylvester, and I can't stress this enough. We need to get our
We need people
to get
there.
our crowd there. It's only a 45-minute drive to Sylvester. You won't be
They
home
got a
late.
good Dairy Queen?
Yes, they do. A fantastic Dairy Queen, and we'll certainly be looking for a victory milkshake after the ball game. But let's bring us a big crowd and have a good time tonight over in Sylvester.
But I tell you what, we all know Tucker Pruitt, and we know he's watched film more than anybody
Yes.
has ever watched film before. I feel good about our chances because we always make adjustments, and you give him a couple weeks to watch film on one team, he's going to find a weakness, and I feel good about our chances.
You know how you're right on that, but you still have to perform as a team.
Yes, you do.
That's right.
The game plan is the game plan,
Yep.
and the game plan probably would work if you can perform the game
Yes,
plan.
that's right.
But I think our team is rested. I think our team's ready to get back on the
Yep.
field too.
I feel like they are.
I think today, and Hank and I, as we get into our pregame show tonight, we're going to encourage folks to come over.
Yep.
When we start at 5:30, you still will have gobs of time to
Yes,
make
you
that
do.
little 40-mile trip or 50-mile trip over
Yep.
to Worth County. So we need our biggest crowd on the road tonight
Yep.
to cheer those Hurricanes on to a big win tonight.
I agree. The last question I got before we go, Bill, do you know what a C major arpeggio is?
No, I do not, Hal.
Hank does.
Yes, that's the little tune that they play when it's time to change classes.
Okay,
I
we
was-
used
I
to
was-
call that a bell.
Yeah, I was explaining that to Mr. Thurston when he was here.
yeah.
I was explaining to him how that worked.
and I thought somebody was up there hitting
That's what I thought.
but that ain't.
It
Give me
reminds
that correct word again, Hal.
C major arpeggio.
Yes,
That's what that is.
That's how it was
Things have
explained.
changed since
Yes,
I
they have.
graduated.
I was going to say it reminds me of the movie Grease with the
Yeah,
lady sitting
that's
there
what it
playing the
is.
little. We called it a xylophone. He called it a
He called it something.
vibraphone
Yeah,
or
he called it
something.
something else.
But it was a different name.
Yeah, it's a recording. Is what it is.
But and we also want to give Hal a big shout out. We have
yeah.
the local AV students that come out every Friday, and now Hal, we're not live streaming. They
No, what we do-
they record us and then put us on the
yeah,
Facebook page.
this recording. They'll go back and edit it and take out all the silly things that I said, and all the ums and ahs.
Okay.
And they'll take all that out, and then they'll post it up, and you'll be able to watch Breakfast with the Canes probably later this afternoon.
Okay, well, we've got Andy Gayton and Via Walker. I think Andy's a senior this year and Via's a junior, but they have been here just about every Friday.
Every
I
Friday.
think Via's been here every Friday, but Andy's been here most Fridays. But I certainly want to say thank you to those folks for what they're doing and actually getting school class credit
Yep,
for coming out.
that's right.
And doing a little AV work.
And I tell you what, Miss Walker there, when Mr. Wise was out one
Yes.
day, and I said, are you capable of doing this? And she said, yes. And I said, well, do it. And she went and collected equipment, and she
There we
grabbed
go.
Andy and some of the other ones, and they did it.
Well, Hal, she's here early when I come in the
Oh,
door.
yeah.
She's always set up and ready to go.
Yep.
So we want to thank them for that. We sure
I
do.
almost would hire her back when she gets out of school.
You know, we
That's
call
right.
those folks camera people
Yeah.
in my generation.
right.
What do y'all, do you still call them running the cameras?
Well, yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's audio, visual. What is
Audio,
it? You
video.
know the whole.
It's
do
the
you-
AV pathway.
But
It's
do you
the-
know the entire name of
It's the audio.
Mr. Wise's?
I don't know his title,
It's
but
long.
Yes, it is, Bill.
audio video technology pathway.
That's it.
And they're taking all the courses, and they'll be able to work work on commercials and work in the movie industry.
That's right.
And do different things. And there's a whole different, a lot of things you can do.
Right.
Different directions you can go. And like I said earlier, if a kid wants to come in this building and go to our school system,
Yes.
they can learn.
It's something for them.
They can learn. There's
Yes.
something in here that you can if it's not what you're gonna do for the rest of your life, you can have a good time in high school.
That's right.
'Cause that's pretty fun. And they do the live streams at the football games and everything.
Yep.
If you come here wanting to learn, you can.
Yep.
And that's all we can really do.
That's right.
Is put it out there.
We certainly appreciate them. They are here working hard
Yep.
every Friday, and today we've got Andy Gayton and V.O. Walker.
Right. All right, boys. 7:30 kickoff tonight.
5:30
The show-
pregame show.
Yes.
The show starts at 5:30, and we'll be over there, and I'll be roaming the sidelines,
Yes.
doing my thing.
A
and-
region ball game, and hopefully it's going to be a big win for the good guys in purple and gold. And but I look for this to be a very competitive ball game, and should be a
Yep.
lot of fun. So come on out and let's support you know, our cheerleaders, our band, and our football team, and let's get behind these folks and bring back a big win from Sylvester tonight.
Yep. And in the meantime, get signed up for the parade.
Yes, go to
next
the
Thursday.
parade next Thursday. We need a big crowd out for that. I mean, that's sort of like Abby said, it's a rolling pep rally. It gets everything sort of kicked off for the game on Friday. So don't forget the parade. I think she said a 6:30
Yep.
start on that. If you want to be in the parade, you can of course come and see Abby here at the high school. Email Abby, or I think she said you can go to the chamber. They've got some
Yep.
applications as well. So talk to the ladies. Melissa and Jessica at the chamber, go see them, and they can get you hooked up. But let's have a nice parade next Thursday also.
Bulls, I'm ready.
I'm ready
Yes.
too. Let's
Yes.
go do it. All right, guys. Thank y'all for joining us on Breakfast with the Canes. We'll see you tonight.
Go Canes.